Hello, Steve White, TrickBoy89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, Playmates has released some details on some new figures from the Prodigy line, which I didn't know they were doing a Prodigy line, but there was a lot of question as to how can they have a kids show and not have a toy line, but now they do. So these are being released online in October to retailers online, and then eventually should be on shelves in early 2023. They've released Dal and Murph in a 2-pack, Gwyn, Jancom, Pog, Zero, and Hologram Janeway, with a 6th release, which will be Rock Talc, I can't remember how to pronounce their name, in early 2023. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't release all of them in one go, but this happens a lot where they release part of a crew. And I, as a collector, don't want to buy part of a crew, because then if they don't do the other releases, you get stuck without all the figures. They did this with the 2009 line. They released half of the crew in the Academy gear, half the crew in the proper uniforms, and they never released the second wave. So now I've got a crew made out of different uniformed figures from different time periods in the film. So I'm a little bit weary, except I'm not going to buy these anyway, so it's okay. But I was thinking, would I get any of these? I thought, well, I like Murph, and I kind of think the other guy's kind of, the main kid is kind of cute. God, I can't remember his name. Dal. I might get, since they're in a 2-pack, I might get them, but that's probably about it. Maybe Hologram Janeway, but I don't know. There's no word on the Diviner or Dreadlock if they're going to be released. They put out a statement. They said these 5-inch 1/14 scale figures will feature 14 points of articulation and come packaged in brand new blister pack style designed exclusively for the Prodigy toy line. So they're basically the same Playmates figures as all the other ones they announced, just the specific Prodigy line. We're excited to be bringing Star Trek Prodigy toys and accessories home to families for the first time. This new lineup we're unveiling is highly focused on playability. We want kids to take the toys out of the packaging and engage in imaginative play as if they were part of the Star Trek world themselves. And of course, this is a bit of a problem because there's not a lot of kids buying Star Trek toys. There's mostly adults like me buying them as collectibles, although I actually open mine and take them out of the package. Like some people who just leave them in the packs, buy 2, maybe they'll open 1, or maybe they'll buy 1 to scalp, but I actually open them and actually handle them, and I like to devalue them because then they're mine and they're not saleable anymore, so I kind of like to do that, so I will always be opening them. They said the action figures will be available online to online retailers beginning in October 2022 and in-store on shelves spring 2023. And new Star Trek Prodigy ships, vehicles and roleplay toys will be available later in 2023. So they really should have had these out when the series started or beforehand, although I've always felt having toy lines on the shelf before the shows or movies debut is a bit of a waste of time because no one knows what they are. Yes, they're there when the shows premiere, but that's all you really need them there for. So the fact that the show's been on for half a season and already gone on hiatus, and they still don't have any toys out and they won't have them out till later this year is not great, because kids are going to be watching the show, enjoying the show, and whatever impulse they have to play with figures is going to be sort of over by the time they actually have the toys on the shelves, unless of course kids follow the show into the second season and ongoing. But kids are pretty fickle, so I think it was a huge mistake for them not to have these out in time for the release of the show. But the fact they're getting them out at all, I'm feeling impressed by, because the likelihood of kids actually playing with them and collectors wanting them, because a lot of the Star Trek collectors like myself aren't really into the new Star Trek shows. There are other people who are, but they usually aren't the kinds who actually buy merchandise, which is why we're seeing issues with not a lot of merchandising and companies like McFarlane cancelling toys and cancelling whole lines and so forth, because they're not selling. So how this Playmates series is going to go will be very interesting, because will people like me buy them because we used to collect the old Playmates figures and they can be put into the same collection, and will we continue collecting Playmates because of the new figures, or will we not, because we're only interested in the Rafaf Khan figures and the original series figures? Will kids actually want to play with these? Will they get them into stores like Kmart and Walmart and places where kids will actually get their hands on them, or will they just end up in collectible stores? It's all very interesting, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Will you be buying them? I would like a Murph. He would be very cute just to have sitting on a desk somewhere. But aside from that, I'm not motivated. What I want is the phasers and communicators from Discovery, because they actually looked good. And aside from that, I don't really have much interest in anything from the new Trek as far as merchandise. But yeah, I'm going to go. Thanks.